Welcome back to 360 Sports. Today we're talking hockey, and I'm Gwen Evans, joined by Chase, Owen, and Justino. Diving right into the headlines, the NHL Stadium Series is taking a trip to Tampa Bay as the Bruins and the Lightning do battle on Sunday. With projected cold temperatures between 30 and 40 degrees, will Tampa or Boston pick up the win?
I'm taking Tampa in this game. The Lightning, they're the first seed in the East standings right now, and they have 70 points on the season. They're 10-1-1 in the month of January. So taking that momentum into February, I think they'll do. And although it's their first outdoor game of all time, I think Nikita Kucherov is going to be amazing in this matchup. He has 29 points in the month of January, and this Lightning team is on full gas.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. The Lightnings have never played in an outdoor game before, whereas the Bruins are 4-0 in outdoor games. I'm not sure how much of a factor that's going to be since it's a home game, but I just think it's something to keep note of. The Lightning have never been in like an environment like this outdoor, so I think that's definitely something worth noting. And I also think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game considering the two goalies, Ullmark and Vasilevsky, facing off. I don't expect many goals to be scored, probably like 2 to 3 range. But, yeah, it should be exciting. And the temperature, it's honestly pretty surprising to say that a game being played in Tampa Bay is going to be in the 30 to 40 range. So I don't think it's going to have any effect. There's not going to be people complaining like they were about the Miami game earlier this year. So, yeah, I think it should be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the temperature is going to be important. I mean, 35 degrees-ish in Tampa for the game time. It's going to be really important just because, Florida doesn't get that kind of weather, big cold front coming through. So it's going to be really important. But, I disagree with you about the low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Boston's been hot. Morgan Geeky's been hot. Pasta's been hot. This has been a good offense the last couple of weeks and into January. And, Tampa's the hottest team in the NHL right now. They're one of the best teams in the league. Colorado's had a bit of a fall-off the last couple of weeks, so Tampa's really picked it up in the Atlantic standings. So, this is a huge game, I think, for the, playoffs. It's a huge game for both teams moving forward because after this game, we go into the Olympic break, and there's a couple weeks off. So both these teams are going to have to reset after the break, and I think, whoever gets the win here, especially outdoors, be a huge boost for either team.
Absolutely. I personally think that Boston is going to take this one. They've been hot recently. Obviously, the Lightning have been hot, but they've, like you said, kept their foot on the gas this whole season. So I think that Boston could shock some people this weekend. And I also think they need it more. They are going to be fighting a little bit harder than Tampa Bay, in my opinion. And also, I feel like this cold temperatures thing for a hockey game, 30 to 40 degrees, not really going to be that big of a factor. There's no rain. It's going to be sunny out. If anything, it's going to be more of a problem for the fans, which it's like
most people in Florida. I know, like my grandparents used to live in Florida. If it was 60 degrees, they had a winter coat on.
Right.
Like these people, like if it's anything below normal, they just go full out. They don't go outside.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Victor Hedman, their longtime defenseman, he's coming back off of injury. He's projected to be playing in this game.
Yeah, that'll be huge.
Yeah. Moving on, the Islanders have made trades with two of their rivals recently as they acquired Carson Saucy from the Rangers and traded Maxim Siplikov to the Devils. Why have many teams traded with rivals this year? And is this a sign that rivalries are dying?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'll just take this one first. I mean, this happened also with the Penguins earlier this year in the Flyers. Igor Zamula, who was a Flyers player, came to the Penguins, got traded there, and then he refused to go to the minor leagues, so then they sent him to Columbus. So this happens. I mean, it happens in the NFL now too. I mean, with Barkley going from the Giants to the Eagles, like this happens now in the NHL. I don't find it surprising. The only surprising thing is they don't really make trades with each other like the Rangers and Devils. So that's really the only surprising thing about this, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. The Rangers and Devils, they've both had disappointing seasons so far, and they kind of need to sell those budget players that are older and might not be there for the long term.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like trading the idea of trading like one of your star players to a division rival, but we just have to accept that intra-division trades are something that happens now in 2026. We've already seen several of them. And I think it's more about, for these GMs, it's not really about the rivalry, but more about the analytics and salary cap and finding the guy that's going to be best fit for your team, no matter what team they're coming from. And as you mentioned, over the years, we've seen it happen more and more all over like pro sports. And for the GMs, it's kind of become less about like who the player is coming from, but more about the actual player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, rivalries are going to be fine. Like any team that has a rivalry with the team, that doesn't go away because you're trading players like Andre Palat's aging, having a bad year. Maxime Siplikov's younger, having not really a great year either. So like these are two players that like it's like mid for mid. Like it's not huge.
I think there's just too much money moving around for it to like really come down to rivalries in the end. This is a sport where these players are getting paid millions of dollars. It's a little bit deeper to them in that sense than the rivalries most of the time. So yeah, they have.
At the end of the day, it's just a business, and they're just going to make the best financial move for their team. And that's what the GMs have been doing, and I don't see a problem with it per se.
Yeah, you know, one player that didn't take it as a business was Patrick Queen, the former Raven.
You're
He
right,
took it
you're right,
personally.
yeah.
He took it personally.
Yeah.
Some of these guys do take it personally.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just about money.
hockey's a physical sport. You're not gonna eliminate the tension or the rivalries when they're getting physical.
Oh yeah,
every single minute of the game.
yeah. The only way you eliminate the rivalry is if you stop playing the games at
Yeah,
that point. So it
that's a
just
good
already
point. That's a good
exists.
point.
And you could even say it makes the rivalry like actually more interesting to see a player that used to be, say, your favorite team. He gets traded to your rival. It'd make it more interesting. It adds like a new storyline, like you mentioned earlier in the NFL terms, like the Ravens and Steelers with Patrick Queen. So yeah, I think it's good for the sport. And although traditional fans might not like it, they're just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I totally agree about because I mean, there's going to be like at least one hit. Like I feel like in those first games that are going to be a little, and then it'll cool off a little, move on. But moving on to college hockey, one of the biggest series of the college hockey season takes place this weekend as the Michigan State Spartans take on Penn State, with Game 2 set to take place in Beaver Stadium in below freezing temperatures. What are your expectations for this game?
I mean, you guys earlier we were talking about the Tampa Bay game. How it's going to be 35, and they think that's going to be cold in Florida. But even for people that live in Pennsylvania, we think that's going to be a little bit cold. It's expected to be, I believe, around 13 degrees during puck drop. Puck drop is being done by Penn State's newest head coach, Matt Campbell. So that'll be exciting for the fans. But I'm expecting a pretty high tempo and high scoring game, considering the two offensives that are going into it. And I know Penn State's been on a pretty hot streak going on, but the Spartans have a really good offense. They're averaging just about 4 goals a game. They're one of the top teams in the entire conference.
Yeah, I think whatever these teams bring to the table on Friday, it's gonna be that and more on Saturday at Beaver Stadium. I mean, that atmosphere is electric. It's a whiteout. They posted saying wear white. I think it's gonna be a great game. And Penn State hockey, they need to bounce back against Michigan State because that series a couple months ago was not that great. They scored 1 goal throughout those 2 games, and they were shut out on the penalty on the power play. And Michigan State's defense was legit over that 2-game span.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge series. Being at the media room yesterday, talking with Guy Gadowski and Dane Dowiak and Matt Gadowski, 2 of the players that came up. This is super special for them. Guy Gadowski said it was like 15 years in the making. So this has been talked about for a while. Like they wanted to play outside. And, for these players, they're just fortunate. You know what I mean? Like this is like an opportunity you don't get often. And Dane Dowiak said they want their get back, speaking to what you said, because they said they got embarrassed against Michigan State last time. They got, beat pretty bad. But the other thing that a lot of people forget is there's a game Friday, because most people are focusing on the game Saturday at 1 o'clock. There's a game Friday at 6 o'clock that they have to, figure out and lock in for. But these are 2 of the best goalies also in the nation facing off. Josh Fleming, 94.4 save percentage. That's number 1 in the country. Trey Augustine, 93.8%, second in the country. So these are 2 of the best goalies in the country. And if you remember, Trey Augustine's a junior. He's one of the best goalies right now in all of college hockey. Red Wings draft pick. He's been talked about for the last 3 years. Nobody really knows Josh Fleming's name. That's the thing. Josh Fleming's his first year. He's a freshman. He's doing an incredible job. This will be a huge game. I'm pumped to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this game is going to be really good for the Penn State hockey because it'll bring so many eyes to this team that, like, football is always like there's always eyes on football, but this is a really good team, and I don't think that most of the students at Penn State pay that much attention to the hockey team.
I don't think they don't pay enough.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the other thing. Like,
Exactly.
they're such a good team. They're ranked number 5 in the country. Michigan State's number 2 in the country. Like this is a premier series. This is like one of the best series you'll get. But what are your thoughts on the jerseys as it's on the board?
I think I think it was a great decision. I mean, it's tradition, no name on the back, and I think at Beaver Stadium, that's what you needed to do.
Yeah. They just have so many cool designs on the back of the jersey. I don't know if you guys saw the teasers they were doing on their account or whatever. Like they have a bunch of like little like encodings on the back. It's like super cool.
Yeah, definitely cool. There's a lot of tradition. And if I had to make a prediction about this series, because as you mentioned, it's not just a game, it's a 2-game series. My heart says to pick Penn State both games. My brain's saying I think they're going to split. I don't see Michigan State leaving Happy Valley losing 2 games in a row. I think most Penn State fans would hope that they win the game in Beaver, but who knows? But I definitely think it's going to be a 1-1 series.
Yeah, the coolest part about this Penn State team too is what happened last week when Micah Parsons broke Thor's hammer in the locker room. I mean, that's just insane. Like he literally broke the hammer after the game, like just being in there. I mean, that just shows what Penn State's about right there. You have an alumni on the football team coming in to support the hockey team. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely gaining some traction, like as a sport at Penn State that didn't used to have the attention that it has now. It's definitely cool to see.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Moving on to our board segment, we're going to be talking about some surprise teams in the NHL. Some teams have outperformed their expectations this season by a wide margin. Let's all head to the board and give our pick for a team that has surprised us. Starting off with Chase.
Gotcha.
We'll see what this pick is. I'm interested.
Yeah. All right. So with my pick, I'm going to have to go with the Anaheim Ducks. I believe they've overperformed this season. They have a really young roster. Right now, they're 28, 22, and 3, and they're 3rd in the Pacific Division. With just a team that's full of young stars, I think they're really outperforming what they were expected to do before the season started. And I'm excited to see what they do in the future.
I mean, that's a pretty good pick. Yeah. Cutter Gauthier is a hated name by a lot of Flyers fans, but he is doing tremendous right now in Anaheim.
Yeah, Leo Carlson also a name to watch. He had a great start to the season.
Yeah, that's a Ducks team. Joe Quenneville knows how to win.
Yeah,
he may not get teams over the hump. Like he only did that with Chicago. Like he got Florida over the hump a little bit, then they had to have Maurice come in to win the cups. But Quenneville can build teams.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing with this team, and especially their offense. As I was saying, they lead the league right now with 4.13 goals per game, which is really good, especially for a team that's just so young. Yeah. And I think they're just going to continue to build off of this. Hopefully, they don't try to be too cute and like trade all their players away for like bigger stars. But I think if they can keep this core, they can really build something special.
Yeah, definitely. If you had told me that Anaheim was where they are now at like this time last year, would not have believed you.
It's a great turnaround for this team.
Yeah. All right, Owen.
We all know where this is going. People at home might not know, but we know where this is going.
My surprise team has to be the San Jose Sharks. I mean, to go from worst in the entire NHL to being in a wild card spot as of today, it's done wonders for this team and the city. They're back on the map, and Macklin Celebrini, 78 points through 51 games this season. He's been a phenom at 19 years old. He's 2 days younger than me, and he's dominating the NHL. I mean, I can't go without saying how good he's been. And Will Smith, on the other hand, of that combo, has been exceptional as well when healthy. The combination between youth and veterans in the offseason, they were able to add to that core, and it's going to be the future's teal in the NHL.
Macklin Celebrini, man. I mean, what can you say? He's the next Crosby, next McDavid, next Gretzky, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's been focused on Connor Bedard, Gavin McKenna. Like Celebrini's the best player. Yeah. He's the best player out of the three, like by far. And it just shows how bad the first round pick of Lafreniere was for Rangers fans.
Yeah, I mean, he's rivaling Gretzky and Crosby in all teenage records.
Yeah, he really has.
It's insane to say how young a teenager is dominating the NHL. You wouldn't have expected that after Crosby was doing it since his rookie year.
Plus, he's probably going to be on Crosby's line at the Olympics.
Yeah,
which is literally going to be insane. That's the other crazy part.
It's going to be fun. All right.
This one's also not a surprise. Not a surprise at all who I'm going to go with. But we'll see what picture was selected here. But I'm going to go with my Pittsburgh Penguins for this pick. They have been super surprising this season. Justin Brazeau, a tremendous start to the season for him. Ben Kindle, Anthony Mantha. every single one of the players on this team has fit well together. This team gels better than I've seen in the last 5 years. The last 4 years for the Penguins have been doom and despair. Honestly, since 2018 have been doom and despair for Penguins fans. Crosby's, later years have been kind of wasted, but this team shows a lot of good promise, a lot of youth. And, you see guys like Ben Kindle really inserting themselves into the lineup. And I think it just shows how good the culture is for this team. Dan Muse has done a tremendous job with this roster. And I think, they're going to do a lot of good things moving forward. Dare I say, this kind of reminds me of Steph Curry's final championship on the Warriors year. They have a lot of good young players around Steph Curry in that instance, but this is Sidney Crosby, and they are going to do a lot of great things. The core is intact for the Penguins, just as it was for the Warriors. They're second in the Metro. I forgot to even mention that. They're doing a lot of great things, but this team on fire right now.
Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you like the?
I do like that. My roommate is a Penguins fan, and there was a rough stretch in the middle of the season that he was mad about it. But they've come alive as of late, and they've been a very surprising team.
Yeah, the Curry thing came to me because I'm like, that team also had a core of him, Draymond, and Clay that went to the finals, and they had like a young player in Jordan Poole who stepped up, kind of like the Penguins have some young guys stepping up. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen, but man can dream.
Yeah, I like your doom and despair analogy because it kind of has been like that the past couple of years. After years of dominance, it's just been missing the playoffs and stuff like that, stuff of that nature. And it's just something that Penguins fans aren't used to. So to see this team start to win again, I'm sure Penguins fans are relieved.
It was one of the worst experiences of my life. Kind of a side note, to be in attendance for the Blackhawks game 3 years ago, and they missed the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. It was bucket hat giveaway night. Everybody was so depressed in that arena. It was horrible.
Did you get a bucket hat?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want something,
at least you got
right?
that one.
All right, my pick for the most surprising team this season is the Boston Bruins. They didn't get off to a super hot start this year, but this January has been very good to them. They've had 11 wins out of the last 14 games that they've played, and their power playing has gotten exponentially better since last season. That was a lot of their problems last year, and it seems like they've turned a corner in that department. Their goalies have gotten better, and with the game this Sunday, we should be able to see a little bit of where they're at playing a very, very good Tampa Bay team.
Yeah, I mean, Boston's been elite this season. Morgan Geeky's been so good for my fantasy team also. Biased, but
they're 10-2-1 in January, and Pasternak, he has 25 points in that time frame, so they've definitely hit a hot streak for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, they just I don't like people before the season thought they were going to tank for McKenna. Same with the Penguins. We thought we were going to tank for McKenna, but
I
these
thought
teams,
the Sharks were.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these teams, and now it's the Canucks and the Senators and the Flames. These are the teams tanking. It's unbelievable.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. Moving on to our next segment, we're going to be blind ranking some Stadium Series jerseys.
Yeah, this is going to be good. We'll see
So,
which ones
let's-
Luke picked. I'm interested.
Hoping for one particular
1
one
through
up there.
5. We get the
Yeah.
first one. Oh, Detroit's.
What year was this?
I think this is last year.
Okay.
Yeah, last year Detroit.
Well, I mean, they're kind of plain. I feel like
I like the-
script.
I
I like the
Script,
script
yeah.
writing on the logos better than the plain print. I don't know about
like-
you guys.
I
This
like
is-
the script. I also love jerseys that are just cream and then their main color.
Mhm.
Is that a
Yeah.
is that a cream or what? I can't.
Yeah,
Is it cream?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, look at the
Yeah,
helmet.
I was
Look at
gonna say
helmet.
that.
That is
Helmets are
really cool.
sick.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I think the helmet definitely bumps up.
They
the spot.
fit
yeah.
together really
I
well.
don't think we're putting this at 1, but either 2 or 3
I'd say
is fine.
3.
I
think
think
three's a good
three is
statement.
Three's fine.
solid.
All right. Yeah, we'll go
We can
3.
pick
3's
three.
good to start.
3. All right.
Okay.
I know you're gonna.
All right, hold
you're gonna
on.
Put this at
I'm
1.
gonna probably put this one at 4 because the
think,
Penguins have had
yeah,
better
those,
Stadium Series ones. These ones are
Yeah.
good. They've also had worse ones. The one do you guys remember the Fenway game, Boston and the Penguins, a couple years back, where they had
think
the
so,
P, just the PR that was
Ooh.
horrible.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good. Again, I'll go 4.
Yeah, like
I
how
agree
you
with
That's
that.
fine.
mentioned.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be better ones.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't have a script like you mentioned earlier. It's kind
Yeah.
of just the normal logo, and you kind of want to be able to tell this. I know you can tell it from the primary jerseys, but
Yeah.
to the naked eye, it does look a little bit similar. So yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's a good one, but we'll put it at 4.
So
It's
4,
fine.
okay.
4 is
they're
fine.
Ooh, these are cool.
These ones are cool. I hate the Capitals.
I think
hate
they're
that
pretty
guy.
clean. I can't lie.
They're nice. They're
I don't know.
I don't know. They're
This
a little
feels like a
plain.
weird
I don't
design.
know.
Like
Feels like
two.
I don't know if we can put this at
Yeah.
2 though, because
This would be a good 3, I feel like, but
it would have been. We might have to put this at 5. Nobody
Yeah.
here likes the Capitals. I know that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel comfortable. I don't like it that much. Can I,
hate
say
it.
that?
I
I
hate
like.
it.
I don't really
I don't-
like it.
I just like the bird.
Like they're trying to do something by
Yeah.
like making
Yeah.
the wing.
The
go to
red
the
is out of
arm,
place in
but
my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it works.
I think we can put it at 5 design wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's fine.
Ooh.
I don't like this one.
This should be 5. Is this our 2 or what?
It has to be 2. And this one's
Two.
horrible.
we're gonna
The
use
Penguins
one.
one would have been better at 2.
Yeah.
Even
This
though
should be
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this one should be 5.
These are-
This is terrible.
I mean,
Like
I don't
the
know.
bear-
the
I
bear
like
is
the
kinda cool.
logo.
The
It's kind
bear
of cute.
is cool, but
I like-
it's way too small.
If it
That's
was
Should've
fair.
just
That's
went with the whole
with
bear.
it under
The whole bear,
the
the whole bear.
Boston.
Yeah, if it was just a bear
We
idea,
have to
it'd
put
be
it too.
probably
Yeah.
Because like the bear is so small. It's so
We're not
weird.
putting
I
this
don't know.
one, so I'll have to put
Yeah.
it 2.
All right, it's
All
at 2,
right,
so
2.
let's see
All right,
which
let's
one
see
they put at
what
1.
waiting for a banger.
Oh, dude.
It kind of looks like a what's it called? A construction cone.
This
That's not great.
This is horrible.
Says we didn't plan as well as
I
we
didn't-
could
I
have,
didn't-
like how
but
We
it's
didn't
white
come here as
though.
experts.
Dude, this is so ugly.
I'm
This is
not
so
gonna lie.
ugly. This is unbelievably ugly.
I was
Yeah, like,
really
no white,
hoping
like
Orange is
Yeah.
just an ugly
Yeah.
color.
I feel like it needs a little bit of white.
it's not great.
yeah, like having the letters as orange. I
Yeah,
feel like
there
It's
is-
so bad.
Mm-mm.
It's so bad.
I don't like the
Caps
black
it
at all,
off.
really, to be
Listen,
honest.
Yeah.
The yellow looks so much better. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I still put I think we should put the caps. If
Like,
if
we got
do it,
Bumblebee.
caps we need to.
We got Bumblebee themed jerseys and then a Tiger themed jersey.
Yeah.
All of them.
The
are
Bruins one was
ugly.
bad. That one's bad. They were pretty
They're
bad.
not great.
Yeah.
I
the
really-
first one might have been the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First one-
I was
first one
waiting
might
for
have
some
been the
better
best one.
ones than that.
Yeah.
That
I
was
thought
it
there
was
were
also
going to be.
probably 2 or 1.
Thought they were
Yeah.
gonna put the Kraken one in there, and those
Yeah.
are clean.
There's definitely
The
some
Kraken
interesting
look-
ones.
Those
though.
ones are pretty good.
Yeah.
The Krakens are really good.
All right, so I guess that's number 1.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna have to make a do-over list.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
bad. That's bad.
All right, moving on to our next debate. Marner or Matthews. One of the NHL's most notable divorces this offseason was Mitch Marner and the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's found success in Vegas, but his former teammate Austin Matthews still leads the Leafs. We'll end the show on a debate. Would you rather have Marner or Matthews on your team?
I mean, it's kind of tough because they're both such great players. I mean, you look at Marner, he has 11 goals, but 36 assists, and then Matthews is with 26 and 19 assists. So they're both great players. They both bring a lot to their team. But me personally, if I'm a GM and I'm building a roster from scratch, I'd probably choose Marner just because of his ability to play make. There's not a lot of players in the league that can do the things, create the shots that he can create, and it's just, I think he's a better teammate, and his longevity. He's a lot more available. He hasn't been injured as much as Matthews has been this season. He's kind of been non-reliable. So I'd probably just have to go with Marner, but they're both great players.
Yeah, I think it's a preference between what would you rather have, an elite goal scorer or an all-around playmaker on the ice. And Matthews has all the accolades. I mean, he was a Hart winner, and he's a 3-time Richard winner. I'm going Marner. I just think I would rather have the all-around playmaker on the ice, setting up teammates and stuff like that. And I think you can see this season with Toronto, they've struggled with Nylander injured, and there's not really there's a lack of talent around Matthews that wasn't there when Marner was obviously complimenting him.
Yeah, it just seems like this entire thing was just Matthews and Marner not getting along as well in the end. You know, it seems like, they were married, whatever, together, going to the gym, going to the coffee shop, whatever. But then all of a sudden, there's the girl at the coffee shop that turns Marner's attention, and it was Vegas. And it was over from there. I mean, Marner kicked Matthews on the way down, said, "Bye, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to party every single night." It's much better for him there. Vegas is in a better situation. Toronto, right now, they're 7th in the Atlantic Division. They're playing horrible hockey right now. And Vegas right now is one of the premier teams in the league. They've been getting better. They've been getting younger. they continue to improve. Their arena's cooler. Everything. Their fan base isn't toxic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plus sides for Marner.
Yeah.
I think Marner's a better player too.
Yeah, his team's better. I think I'd argue that the city's better. Like you said, I probably wouldn't want to be in Toronto. It's probably negative degrees there right now.
And you could
whereas
be in Vegas, and you can, go out, go to the casino, go hang out with friends. Exactly.
Go watch the Las Vegas Raiders win about 2 games this year.
Well, they're getting Mendoza, so
They are getting
Yeah,
Mendoza.
all right. I did say Matthews just because
Interesting.
I think that his ability to outscore or to score kind of outweighs Marner's playmaking. I don't know. I think if he was surrounded by a better team, it would be a different situation.
Something about Matthews gives me like a GQ like off vibe. Like it's just weird, man. Like it's like he's trying to be like this fashionista like Zegras was in Anaheim, and it's like he's trying to be the villain all the time. Like he lost last year in 4 Nations with USA. Like, it's tough. Like winning these international competitions gives you so much more aura.
Does I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But to your point, though, I definitely think it's personal preference. Who would you rather have a good goal scorer or someone that can be a playmaker with Marner? And Matthews is definitely better at scoring goals. He's definitely more skillful in that category. And we can't really argue with that. He's one of the best in the league.
It's like if you want Crosby or Ovechkin in their prime, which most people would pick Crosby. Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. That Ovi guy is pretty good.
No, he's pretty bad actually.
Yeah.
He's good longevity wise because he doesn't really do any training in the offseason. He shows up, scores 30 goals.
Got to support the DMV. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know. I kind of wanted Mitch Marner to go to the Kraken last year, and he didn't. So I gotta pick the guy that didn't.
If we want to
slight
like
us.
pick apart them even more, like the haircut's better on
Yeah,
Marner.
I definitely like the guy. Yeah,
All right.
Like
Obviously,
Marner's got better style.
Yeah, Toronto's not
I
treating
guess.
Matthews well over his career.
Yeah,
It's just-
Matthews has aged a little bit more.
looks a little happier.
Yeah, every heartbreak.
Marner does look happier, exactly, because he's gonna. He
Yeah.
knows he's gonna go to the Cup final.
You know.
definitely possible.
Yeah, they have a Stanley Cup level roster. So.
All right.
Or
Well,
Toronto.
I think this debate might be done. So thank you so much for joining us today for a hockey show. Again, I'm Gwen Evans, joined by Chase, Owen, and Justino. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for a basketball show.